it does.
Hello YouTubers, you are back here with Chevron, and I'm here to talk to you about more Yu-Gi-Oh content. So, with the latest spoiler that Konami has officially dropped for the new Master Rule, their header picture shows that there is a Synchro, a XYZ, and a Fusion monster all out on the field at the same time without a Link monster. So, I had to jump straight into this. I am not going to miss out on it, and we're going to go straight into what this means. So, Master Rule revision from Jump Fiesta, and it says, as of April 1st, in the OCG only, Fusion, Synchro, and XYZ monsters will be summonable to the main monster zone in addition to the extra monster zone. So this is insane news. This actually revives so many decks right now. You have ABC Dragon Buster coming back, being able to just do their normal plays without being blocked by Link summoning conditions. You have Synchros, you have Quasar, it just keeps going. You have people who used to like playing Crystons. Even Crystons can be able to play under this now. Burning Abyss becomes a massive deck under these rules. They can make their Synchro players, XYZ players. They can even bring out their big boy Fusion. They can still Link if they want to. They can make crazy plays under these new rulings without having to block themselves with the Link summoning conditions. They can go to Dante first, mill. So Dante becomes a great, insane card for them again. Mill whatever they want. Cherubini, they can just do anything. They don't have to put Dante under Cherubini anymore. Open up more Link pointers, go into more crazy plays, and it doesn't even matter about Link pointers, honestly. For BA, they can just go anywhere they want, unless I don't know, this is just crazy. You have Zodiacs. So if people didn't see, Zodiacs came off the ban list 2-1 for the OCG ban list. If this comes off for the TCG, it becomes great for Zodiacs as well. Being able to make normal plays without having to worry about Link monsters gives them so much freedom to be able to make boards and just play the game. Again, Metal Foes does help Metal Foes again, not being able to have to worry about Link summoning conditions, but so they'll be able to make their Fusion play first, then bring back materials off a Pendulum summons after making Metaphors, heavy Metaphors. So that becomes great for them as well. So let's continue with this. So the Link rules for Link monsters will remain the same. You are not limited to one of each. For Pendulum monsters, they are almost identical with one small change. Face down Pendulum monsters in the extra deck, such as Navara, High Paladin, can be summoned to any zone for the first time, but when Pendulum summon back to the field from the face up extra deck, they still must be summoned from the extra deck to the extra deck monster zone, or a zone a Link monster points to. So for people who don't know, when Pendulums came out, they were such a pushing deck. They a lot of decks that were having to compete against Pendulums were doing a uphill battle because Pendulums can bring back monsters so freely. You board wipe them, you can't deal with their scales, they bring everything back out on their turn instantly. So it was actually a big problem. Link format came out to slow Pendulums down to keep them in check, making it more fair for other decks, but at the same time they didn't really think through. So this was one of the Konami's biggest stuff ups by bringing out the Link format. They killed off a lot of decks. As I mentioned, the decks I just mentioned, they were also hindered by the Link summoning condition. They are no longer hindered by but Pendulums are still kept in check by the Link summoning rules. So maybe we'll be seeing great balance in the game, being able to see so many variety of decks come back and play under just fair rules, in my opinion. So just decks that don't run Link monsters can just play again, and then you have decks that run Link monsters can still function normally because Link summoned rules for Link monsters remain the same, so they can still make their normal plays. And then you have decks that can use both, will freely be able to use Link summons and XYZ summons as much as they want, and it won't hurt them. You can go, say, a Link monster pointing down, bring out an XYZ monster, then you can bring out another XYZ monster. It doesn't matter. It's just so much great news for Konami to give us right now. But keep in mind, for TCG, this comes out April 1st for OCG, not the TCG yet. So it could be a bit of a wait before we get the deck, get the Master Rule. It could be a couple months to a year. Hopefully we don't have to wait too long, because a lot of people in the TCG that I've spoken to are so hyped to be playing so many old decks that have been mentioned. You have Six Samurai, you have Lunalights. Lunalights become a crazy deck under these rules. We have a rank 4 spam, and yeah, rank 4 spam decks become so big again. Light Sworn variants become so viable again, not having to worry about link. So with Light Sworns right now, they have to make a link summon, and then it stops them so much, because if their link gets interrupted, they can't follow up so with much more play, due to the fact they weren't able to make their XYZ summon, then just bring synchros out without their link monster. They're going to be able to go XYZ monster, then bring out a synchro monster in their main monster zone, and not have to worry about link monsters anymore. That's so good for so many decks. Cyber Dragon becomes such a great deck under these rules again, not having to worry about the link zone. But keep in mind, you still can use link monsters and get the benefit of the link monster side, but it just means you don't have to make a link monster first. You can make plays different and make plays in a way that will benefit you. It will help decks that you want to run, and it's just so much great news from Konami right now. So the name for this update will be Master Rules as April 1st of 220, not Master Rules 5 or 6 or New Master Rule 2. So it was a bit of a confusion about when the Master Rules kept changing, from Pendulum being the 3rd Master Rule, and then Link Summoning. They didn't officially make it say the Master Rule 4. There was no word of it. It just kind of just came out, and it pretty much just stayed Master Rule 3, but with a new link format to link rule to enforce to slow down the pendulum. So like, yeah, the whole link format came out majority because of pendulums. That's what I believe. That's what a lot of people believe. If it was just for the anime they wanted to bring out, that would be a different story. But from what a lot of people have been talking about, they pretty much say it was to slow down pendulums. But with this, a lot of pendulum players will probably be upset about they can't freely use pendulum stunning. But keep a reminder, it does benefit pendulum players as well. They can, after making their link monster, they can still make synchro plays, and you don't have to put it to a zone your Metaphors Fusion heavy Metaphors points to, so you free up more extra X zones to be able to make a bigger pendulum summon, not having to use those zones beforehand. So it actually helps pendulum decks as well. So keep in mind, this is actually really fair for all decks right now. I'm actually going to be watching what happens in the OCG before until it comes out for TCG, because I am so psyched myself about seeing what comes around, what decks get revived from this. You see, so again, Synchro's Quasar becomes a play. A lot of people used to enjoy playing just Synchro and Quasar because it was such a big format when 5Ds came out. A lot of big synchro heavy decks were so favored by people to play. Even when XYZs came out, even when Pendulums came out, there was so many people playing synchro decks as well. Still playing synchro decks, but Link format kind of just butchered them. Then the ban of Level Eater to stop a lot of Link Summon craziness, because Level Eater was able to abuse the Link Summon format. Because the Link Summon still existing, I don't see Level Eater coming back, but there's so many other great synchron cards that you can use that just become just good in this format again. So there's so much more. I am going to be covering more news right now as well, so let's get to what else that has been spoiled. So we have Eternity Code cards from Jump Fiesta that has also been spoiled, so let's get straight to them as well. We have Code Breaker, Virus Berserker, Dark Warrior, Link Effect. So it's a Link 3, 2800 attack, 2+ monsters, including a Code Breaker monster. You can only use this card's names 1 and 2 effects once per turn each. So when this card is special summoned and it's code linked, you can special summon up to 2 Code Breaker monsters from your hand or graveyard to a zone a link monster points to on either side of the field. Okay, so that's actually really crazy for link climbing for Code Breaker decks. So that could actually bring them more power. Probably won't bring them into more meta relevant play, but it will make it much more consistent for them to play under the Code Breaker Virus Berserker. During your main phase, you can destroy a number of spell and traps your opponent controls up to the number of linked Code Breaker monsters your opponent controls. So this guy points forward, so I assume you'll get to blow up one at always, maybe, unless they have a card that points forward themselves. You can possibly blow up two. I don't see how they'll use it. I haven't seen all code breaker cards yet, so there's probably more crazy pointers out there to be able to make more plays. You could probably point out your opponent's extra deck monster. They'll make it linked to a code breaker monster, as well as point to another one in their main monster zone, so you could possibly get two that way. So at the moment, that seems like an alright card. You blow out some back row, but I'm sure, like, a lot of the times when your opponent has back row, they'll pop this card before the effect goes through. But I can see a lot of situations where you can pop really good back row off this card and keep a push through to try and win the game. So very good card for the code breaker set, Art Sharp. And let's see what else has to come. So we have Trap Tricks Aromies. So this is a Earth Insect XYZ effect. It's a rank 4, 2200 attack, 600 defense, 2+ level 4 monsters. So you can stack level 4s onto this card. You can only use this card's names 2 and 3 effects once per turn each. So unaffected by trap effects while it has an XYZ material. Pretty standard for Trap Tricks. They all XYZ Trap Tricks have that effect. You can detach 2 XYZ materials from this card to special summon 1 level 4 insect or plant from your graveyard. So you can revive a card to potentially make more XYZ plays, or it doesn't negate the effect, so you can revive Trap Tricks cards and use their special summon effects to say pop. So I'm pretty sure one of their main cards, when it's special summon from grave, you get to proper spell and trap. So more interaction for Trap Tricks there. If your card makes an opponent's monster leave the field and sends it to the graveyard, or banishes it, you can detach 1 material from this card and target one of that monster's special summon it to your field. So not only you get to take things off your trap hole cards that Trap Tricks run a great amount of, you take the monster after you deal with it. So this actually adds to a lot of play Trap Tricks can use to their advantage. You can attack immediately with the card you bring back. So if you bring back something crazy big from their field, that is actually insane. Great support for those Trap Tricks plays. Under the new Master Rule, the Trap Tricks will be insane as well, especially with this card to back it up. Very great news for them, and there is more spoilers that Konami wants to give us, so we're going to be looking out to what else they have up on these pages. So let me load it up right. So we have more information on the Master Guide 6 promos. So it was spoiled not long ago that Adignista were getting the promos for the Master Guide 6. So these are the full details of the cards and what they do. AI's ultimate support monsters from his final duel as endgame have their effects revealed. So this is crazy news. Let's get straight to it. Level 8 Earth Starburst effect monster, 3000 attack, 3000 defense. Straight away, really big stats. You can use this card's names 1, 2, and 3 effects once per turn each. So when a link monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon this card from your hand. That is actually really good. It states link monsters, so you'd have to be versing a link deck to be able to cheat this card out. So at the moment, I don't see how this card will greatly work against non-link monster decks, but let's keep on reading. When a link monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. So it's got some burn, as well as being able to be a big beater on his own. When an attack is declared in a battle involving a link monster you control and an opponent's monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Each battling monster's attack becomes 3000. So that is actually a big boost, but it boosts both of the monsters to 3000. So I don't know how you would work that around, since you kind of be trading 1 for 1 still, unless you have a destruction effect prevention. But again, you can proc this monster's effect against any link monster destroyed by battle. So maybe if you can use it as say when one of your link monsters get destroyed, you can bring them out that way as like a side tech. Use it that way. But I'm pretty sure you're just going to be using Adignistas for this card. I don't know how you would work it at the moment. There's not much detail on how Adignistas work. I haven't seen it like in meta play much at all at the moment, because so on your online sets you only have access to their first set of cards. I don't think Eternity Code has been released out, so you can't play test what their new cards will do. So it's really hard to tell how this card will work into the deck. For me, other players might actually see how it works. If you do, please let me know, because I would need to know myself. But to the next card, you have a level 8 Earth Starburst effect monster. 0 attack and 3000 defense. So you can only use this card's names 1 and 3 effects once per turn each. You can target one Starburst effect monster you control and negate its effects if you do special summon this card from the hand. So very easy to get this card out. It just requires a Cyberburst, so it can work in any Cyberburst deck. You cheat it out. So both these cards don't require Adignistas to make them work by the looks of it. So if how people can somehow use this in their decks, I don't know yet. But let's get to its next effect. Each Cyberburst monster you control cannot be destroyed by card effects once per turn. That is actually really good. It's got 3000 defense, so it's hard to deal with as it is. And then each Cyberburst monster you control, so it doesn't say each other. It protects itself from being able to from being destroyed by card effects as well. Possibly Salman Greats can run this as a wall on the field to stop themselves from being destroyed by card effects. You have your Rogue Cyberburst decks that can also run this. Adignista will definitely be able to run this. So if this card is sent from the field to graveyard, you can target one face-up monster you control. It becomes unaffected by your opponent's card effects until the end of your opponent's turn, as long as it is face-up. So that is actually more protection for Cyberburst decks. So this is actually really good. I can see this card being played. I don't know about meta potential. It would have to come down to playtesting and see how you'd run this card. The first thing, when I see read Cyberburst, first thing that comes to mind is Salman Greats, but I don't know how Salman Greats would run this card. They're very heavy into running fire types because they can't link into their Salman Great link monsters if without using fire monsters, because they all require fire types. Here's Earth, so it could be I don't see it. Yeah, I definitely don't see it in Salman Greats at the moment. But your other link Cyberburst decks can definitely run it. Adignista, I assume this would bring very good protection for your Adignista decks, being so easily to summon. So again, crazy announcements from Konami. We have Master Rule, new Trap Trick support, Code Breaker, Adignista spoilers finally revealed what they do. So it's been a great day for a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players. A lot of hype has been going around. You can just jump online, any Yu-Gi-Oh group, you can see a lot of people thinking about what deck they can play under the new Master Rule that is coming in to effect at April 1st for OCG. A lot of people from the TCG are probably going to be keeping in touch with what's happening over there, so we can definitely see what we can do when it finally comes to us. But Banlist being different, there will probably be like small differences, and by the time we finally get it for ourselves, a lot of cards in the OCG will probably be hit to stop any abusive play that people may end up finding. But until then, please, if you have any other thoughts or what we can do with this new Master Rule, any other decks out there that we can bring back and have fun with, let me know in the comments below. I will definitely be looking to try anything out right now, because this is great news for any Yu-Gi-Oh players out there. And again, if you guys like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. You'll help me out greatly. And again, you guys will be definitely be seeing me next time. See you guys. Does